PSA game, Deadpool and Wolverine are hitting theaters, ready to save the MCU, and San Diego Comic-Con is this weekend. We're here to talk about it all on the Into the Void podcast. Hit it, Elise. Beautiful. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my daughter Elise, classical trained guitar player, awesome kiddo, heading to Lollapalooza next week. Woo!
Cool. Good deal. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, so technical difficulties. Sorry for the later than usual appearance, but we'll get. You know what? Never mind technical difficulties. Let's dive into the show. Thank you guys for stopping in. Hit the like button if you could. And we got a lot to go through tonight because a lot has happened this week and it's still yet to happen this week. And it's exciting. A lot of huge things going on. First, Rev, how you doing, bud?
Good, my man. Good. Like, super stoked. It's been a while. Like I said, I know a lot of things have been colliding in this universe and kind of kept us away from each other in this podcast, but I'm really excited to be here. I got to see you hang out last weekend with you and the fam. We had a great time, but nothing like being here with the family and the ITV. What's up?
Nice. Yeah. What's going on in the chat? We've got Plagueis. How you doing? Zim Man, thank you so much for the gift. He gave Nolan his first official comic book in his collection.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. So thank you so much for that. And I'm sure more will trickle in as the night goes on. But okay, so a lot to go through. First thing that happened this week, PSA enters the comic book grading game. Rev, you've heard about this. This has already been covered to death, but we have yet to really dive in and talk about it. So we're going to talk about it with each other and you guys. And Rev, what's your thoughts on this? PSA.
So what does it matter? What does it matter? Like, is it going to be better? Is it going to be? So I don't actually know a whole bunch. I watched you and I watched who else had a good one there? I think Colossus put something out as well that was really good as well. As far as the PSA, what does it actually mean? Is it going to knock CGC off of its pedestal? I don't know. I mean, PSA is regarded widely as being a more sought after or more like reputable company, or they do everything. Everything can be a PSA. So I mean, I saw everybody was kind of giving a kerfuffle about the label and things like that. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think when people sell something, if something sells for a lot, then it'll get its like traction. But like you said, somebody has to buy something for a lot of money as a PSA grade for it to actually get traction, and people think that it's worth whatever it is.
Agree, disagree? Yeah, it needs that snowball effect that starts in the secondary market. What's your initial thoughts on the case and the label?
It's frosted, right? I have a Don Mattingly rookie card from PSA that's frosted, isn't it?
Yeah, it is in the case. Yeah,
that's fine. I mean, look, the reality is that, like, all these cases, like, we want something that looks cool and unique. We want it to be unique but also uniform, if that makes any sense. So I mean, I think that you're right. I watched your video, and I think that you're right in saying that eventually they're going to collate all the information they get from people, and I mean, just do something cool. I mean, like, all that white is kind of like it doesn't catch my eye. It's I mean, I really want something that's like really unique looking. There's a few cases out there. Doc Plagueis showed me something that's like red and black. It was fucking really cool. But I don't know. I mean, we're here to make those things worth something. So I guess I don't really care how it looks as long as people would buy what I'm slapping. Ultimately, that's why we're slapping them, is to sell them for more than we got them for, or preserve them because we love them so much. That's the two things I think.
So if that's on your wall though, don't you care about how it looks on the wall?
Yeah, of course. But now I have an issue because on your wall behind you, all you have are CGC. You might have one or two CBCSs in there, but everything on your wall might just be CGC. So what's going to happen? I mean, you're going to be born as a PSA person, or you're like, if you're a collector, or you're going to be like a salesperson who wants to sell them to make more money.
Or both. You can also be both. Sure. I guess it depends on a great analogy that I was thinking about was that with everything else in grading, PSA, they are prestigious amongst the coins, the cards, stamps, even Funko Pops. But like a comic book is probably the most artsy thing that they've yet to grade, and it's just 100% a comic book cover is 100% it's aesthetics. And so this is a very unique situation that they're in where, yeah, of course, this label does matter. And they've heard that from a lot of people, that the label isn't great and that it does matter to them. And a great analogy is, you know, if you were to go to an art gallery, do you think that a nice one, right, or somebody who really cares about it, do you think the person is going to put their art in a crappy frame? Like if the frame, if the encasement does not really matter, then what if I gave you a crappy looking frame for you to like put your piece of art in, you know? So it's like that. Once the comic enters the case, it's now another thing. It's become another thing, and it for sure does matter. So you know, it's been beaten to death with the whole label, and hopefully they make some adjustments. I don't know how much they're going to be able to make with it, with them keeping their brand, you know.
So are they trying to make this case look like every other thing they grade? Is that correct? That's what I'm gathering. I purposefully didn't educate a whole lot on this because it's more fun when you don't know, rather than two people who know everything talking back and forth. You know, so I don't know everything, but I know the PSAs basically look like this. You know,
they do, yeah.
And the comic community is saying like, "Hey, we understand that you do this for everybody, but we're more collectible, we're more special, that we need to have a different case." You know,
what you're saying is PSA saying that?
No, I'm saying is as comic book collectors, everybody who has their own hobby, be it Funko, be it coins, be it cards, they think that theirs is the paramount hobby. They think that theirs is what's moving the meter, and this is how PSA is making their most money. You know, so I mean, as a comic book collector, why would I go to PSA? I would tell you right now, Johnny, I would not, because I have CGC on my wall. My wall looks good. I've measured it out, and I want it to look uniform. If that makes any sense. Why would I go to PSA? Let me flip it around. Why would I go to PSA? You know,
I think from playing, you know, and not even devil's advocate, but from the perspective of some people, there's some people that are so anti CGC that they're waiting for somebody new to enter the game. There's people that don't trust what CGC is doing with the 9.9s now. There's people that don't trust what CGC has done about certain, you know, conflict of interest decisions that they've made in the past. And there's just anti-CGC people, and then there's people that also, you know, just love PSA. There's also people in the card game that could maybe transition over, you know, that might be kind of interesting and bring new people to the hobby. But yeah, right now that's, you know, price, depending on what their price is going to be. You know, somebody might go to PSA if it's way cheaper. Now, the things that they've got really going for them, other than their integrity as a company, this case from the people that I've listened to that have actually held it is that this case is a vault in itself. It's like, it's insanely sturdy. You're not getting into it. The technology that they use is not like CGC in the sense of it's not a clamshell case. So there's a lot more security behind this. It's also UV reflective as well. So if you have a CGC thing, you know, book on your wall and it's constantly getting sun exposure, you know, it's going to fade. This is way more protective against UV. So there's a protection aspect that is going to be, you know, paramount above everybody else for sure.
Well, that's what they should be paying attention to. I mean, that, like, the label be damned. I mean, look, but if you have a Hulk 181 like that, I mean, like, well, I don't know, my white label or my super hardcore UV protectant with frosted tips. You know, like, give me that. Yeah. I want that. I'll slam that bad boy on my wall, and if I can't get out of the mud, I'm going to slip it under my truck tire and see if I can get it out, you know? I mean, that's the kind of sturdiness I don't give a shit about a label at that point. If you're going to protect my shit for life, you know, that's what I would be.
And then the other thing, too, that they go with, and here's what I can see happening. I can see PSA in about 5 years, if they make the right decisions, taking the top spot over CGC, because they're introducing the vault. Are you familiar with the PSA vault?
Nope. No, but I see that you see it on eBay, and I don't know what that is either. But go ahead.
Yeah, so PSA Vault is basically a bank for collectibles. And after PSA grades your collectible, they have a security vault that it's stored in that you can literally sell from. And for instance, right, there's
Oh, it never
there
comes home. I
there's
see. Okay.
in you never even so there's a world that might exist one day where you will send a book out to get graded, or technically buy a book off of eBay, send it to go get graded, pressed by PSA, and then it go in their vault and then sell it and never even lay eyes on a book. It's going to become like trading stocks. And
Sounds
it's
like
a
an NFT. It sounds like the NFTs now. You never get
Yeah.
to see it. It just happens.
Right. Sure. Yeah. So
I
so
don't
that
know,
is
man.
something
That's
that.
weird.
So it is weird. It is weird because collectibles they're meant to be. Well, so it all depends on why you do that. So I can see for certain collectors, like so for myself, things that I don't care about that I'm just using to make money moves to buy the things that I do love and to buy the things that I want to keep. I can see a certain percentage of what I slab going to PSA for the sheer reason of, look, this is a financial decision. It's going to go get graded, sold, and I'm just going to take that money and buy whatever I want with it. So if a slab, for instance, if I buy for a certain amount and it can be sold for a certain amount and the profit margin is within a certain amount, that I don't mind taking the hit on PSA. So let's say if a PSA slab sells for 15, 20% less than a CGC slab. If I buy a book for $2 and if I slab it with PSA and it's worth $200, but with CGC it's $250, I'll take the $50 hit, send it to PSA, have PSA grade it and pretty much sell it for me and just not worry about anything else. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It does. It does. I was just sitting there thinking about it. I'm going like, man, it's just wild. That would be the world that we could live in. And of course it will. Of course it will be. I mean, like, but I would tell you. So like people like you, people like me. I mean, looking at the chat, we know Dark Claw, Plagueis. I know Zimman does too. That the hunt would only be to find the book. It changes. It changes the thrust of what we're actually doing. All you need to do is like just find the book and then just get it into somebody else's hands, and then you never see it again. There's no human transaction. It's just like you said. It's like stocks. It's like holding stocks. I mean, and trading when the money's there. Look. And people make money like that, that's fine. And I get there's a lot of commerce to it. It just feels fucking weird. It feels like it's like when you've seen and forgive me if any of you guys are these people, but when you go to a sporting event and you see like 20 kids and one grown ass man wearing white socks getting signatures, and like you realize like that guy's just he's there for whatever reasons. He's not there because he loves the player. It looks possibly weird. There's no more joy and fun in it. It's like you're just trading commodities, for monetary gains. So, I mean, I guess, look, do whatever you want, of course. Tried and true, beat it to death. But do whatever you want. I'm just going to keep doing what I do. But as far as the case with PSA, you kind of sold me on it being heavy duty. But I will tell you what, that's going to come with a price. That's what if they're marketing it like that, if they switch that label a little bit, look, they can even reverse it. Make it red with white writing. Shit, like.
Well, here's what I was thinking. Like, you've got if you look at their logo, PSA, you got a whole nother color in that logo. You got blue, and what is every other fucking slab in the world, pretty much, or at least CGC and PSA, at least would go better with red. That red, and I said this to somebody else in one of the comments. That red goes well with that book with Hulk 181 because it matches. But imagine putting that red over certain colored books and certain books, like it's really going to clash and it might not look. It's not as complimentary as blue is, and
it would look
there are
this shitty book. It would look terrible right there.
Right.
You're right.
So it's like it's going to be hard to incorporate for people to incorporate this into their collection, if the aesthetics matters to them, which it does to most. I think it's very interesting that they've released this and that they are taking feedback from the community. And
it's smart, man. It's smart to put it out to people.
Sure.
I think
absolutely.
They're going to keep workshopping it, like you said. I mean, it's next year. I mean, honestly, like. So I get the feeling that PSA might be doing this right. Again, I don't know shit about PSA. I have one Don Mattingly rookie card. Should be in the Hall of Fame. But it's they may be doing this right by just workshopping everything now to see what people say. Get over the initial blast of like everybody going like boo hoo hoo, we don't like this label, but then saying like look at our case. Our case is a fucking tank, and you're gonna say like oh shit. I want that. Now I can't wait to get my hands on one of these PSAs. I don't know where I'm going to put
Sure.
it. It doesn't belong on
Yeah.
my wall, but maybe I have that wall. And guess
Yeah.
what?
But then
I have a
also like, okay,
9.9 CGC or a 9.8 PSA. Guess what?
in the case sturdiness, it is a great thing, right? It is a great commodity to have, or an asset to have as a company. But think about the amount of books that are slabbed, and how many of those books really really need a security that, what I'm saying, like, if you slab every book that you slab for a year, how many of those books, one, don't even have a business being slabbed in the first place? Like,
Damn,
the
you cut me to
value
the
of,
quick, my man.
no, but I'm saying, in a, for a book that of a certain value, do you really need an iron vault? You know,
No.
but so that's the thing. So it's like their biggest strength starts to diminish its return in value once it gets to a certain level, because then the price. So a book that is warranting that much security in its case that you do not want to mess up or damage, right? Well, by that time, a book that valuable, people want the market value of that book. So then now your security in your case loses its touch, because, well, now it's not going to be worth as much. So, it's weird. It kind of, like, the pros and cons kind of idle, and they change, and depending on what book you're going to submit. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I think, Johnny, what happens is, like, you ever get into like a meeting with some people, and you're kind of like spitballing ideas, and then you have like
Yeah.
this wonderful idea, like this is it, this is where we put all our brains together, and this is going to work, and it's going to be great, and then you actually try and implement it, and it just fucking sucks, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, we absolutely didn't know that this was going to be a clusterfuck. It's a bunch of gerbils crawling in the tube at the same time. It ain't happening.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean, so maybe they're trying to head it off by throwing a bunch of things out there. Listen, there's been a bunch of technology that has just never made it, but we're kind of like, hey,
Yeah.
cool, man. What could go wrong with Google Glasses? This is so cool,
Right.
And
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
not, and it doesn't work out. So I mean, maybe they're just like spitballing ideas that they already have, and they're going to go with the ones that make most sense. They're going to listen to people bitch enough
Yeah.
for a year, and then they're going to finally go like, all right, well, cool, we've collated all the things that you're bitching about, and we're going to kind of like minimize it down to something that you've said. And now
Sure.
we distill it, and here's your case.
Yeah.
Look, it's gonna look like an oddity, like an alien. Everybody's gonna be like, I can't wait to get my hands on a PSA. And then they're gonna just go for more. They might be
Well-
like onto something here, bro.
Well, this is so Zim said, take the blue color from the P and the A and use it to replace the white background. I think the white background is the only good thing about that,
Oh.
is that it's so clean, is that it makes the book pop. I say replace the red border and make that blue. Make the red border around it blue. And it's just a different branch of the company. It's the comic. The comic stuff has a blue border. The other shit has a red border. Like, it can be its own branch. Like, it's still in the color scheme of the brand. But I actually like the white. Background.
Well, they like it too, and I mean, obviously, by the time that they're going to give us a display, a demo of it, they've obviously kicked it around a bunch of times. They've kicked it around. They didn't just have like some teenager on a laptop going like, "Hey, bro, can you hook it up?" They've obviously sat here and worked on it. Yeah, I mean, they've worked on it. If that's what they've truly given us, they've worked hard on it. It says everything. I would have liked to have seen the back.
It says newsstand. It shouldn't even say newsstand. I don't think they. So I have a completely different take. I don't think they worked on this at all. I think no. I think that they said, how can we make this just like everything else? Make it into the comic form, and then, like how you said, listen to everybody's feedback on it, and then change it from there. They're trying to see how close they can keep to their brand as possible. They want to change as little as possible. So the first thing they're going to show us is the same thing as every single thing else. I don't think they put any work into this at all. I don't think they put any work into this. They got newsstand on there. There's newsstand it's not a thing in 1974.
So they. You're right. Maybe just their marketing team decided to slap something together. Again, I'm gonna tell you. So CGC right now, like, it's what, we're like $25 a book. I don't know if it's changed. You and I have not. I have not submitted since the great unraveling.
Yeah.
I don't know they're $25 a book before. Anybody in the chat, correct me, whatever. But I mean, they're gonna charge more. PSA would charge more, I would think, wouldn't they? I mean, with the frosted.
Well,
the
well,
book,
do
you know?
they? Yeah, but do they need to charge more because they're so successful in the card game? The card game is massive, massive,
Well,
massive.
they want to make money. They're not here for goodwill. They're not like riding a cowboy to come save us all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, riding a horse. Whoops.
Great award, nice.
Holy
And he
shit.
takes it home within the first half an hour.
Delete. But
It's funny.
no. Okay, and I'm blushing. But no, they're not. They're here to make money. Again, we said it a million times in the shows through all 34 episodes now. 34. 34.
34.
It's all about how do we make money. It's not how we do it for the people. You know, we're not like you and I are here for the people because we're not making money on this. But I mean, when you go to work, you're not inspecting homes because you just like people. I'm going to inspect your home for free. Fuck no. You want to make money.
Sure.
Now,
Yeah.
the best companies that make money trick us into thinking that we're getting something back for it. You know, like of equal value. It's not the case. There's no such thing as equal value when you buy something. It can't be. You know, like otherwise you wouldn't do it. So it's like with the CGC and the PSA. I mean, obviously the cases cost less, and they're going to charge. You know, that's how they make money. So I mean, how are they going to make money on this is the key. But they're going to make money.
Well,
they're
I don't
a successful
think.
company.
Yeah, I don't think PSA needs to be first place on this. I don't think that PSA. I think PSA would do fine, and they already are doing fine. Like PSA is not in a financial pickle to where we need to start grading comics now. They're like, hey, this is all we're doing is we're missing opportunities to make money because we don't grade comics. Is what they're doing. So they're like, okay, we're going to enter this space now, which is great because it is going to create competition amongst CGC. They're going to do things right that's going to make CGC, and they're going to want to try to one up each other, and which is great for us. We're going to benefit from them whether we use them or not. But they 100% don't need to come in and try to blow people's heads off and make a killing on this because they were doing fine before. They're just picking up stuff that they could have already had in the first place, you know?
John, you know it would be so fucking cool. Did you
What's
ever when's the last time you went to Best Buy?
Last week or 2 weeks ago to get TV?
Do you know when you go to Best Buy and you look at the little things, the little price things, they're digital.
Yeah.
How cool one day we get to the point where the labels are digital and they can
Yeah.
actually change, like with the prices and things like that go up and down. You know? How fucking cool, man. That would be cool. Like I'm here for the
That would be
space
very
age
cool.
shit, man. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
It's weird to think they can take them from you and you never get to see them. You know, like it's in a vault. That's like reading books and newspapers. I still read newspapers. I still read books. I still read comics. I know everything I do can be done digitally. I understand that. But
Right.
there's something about holding it. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Tuned book.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, Claw said it's the first thing that popped in my head too when I saw this thing. I was like, "Is that the old CGC?" I was like, "Oh no, PSA is getting in on this." Claw said, "I think CGC's original label was red and it looked horrible," and it did. CGC's first label ever was red, and it just looked bad. Red, we're like, instinctually, red means bad for us. It means warning. It means caution. It means stop. It does not, it's not a good feeling when you see something red. So I don't know why a company would choose that for their label anyway.
Corvette. Corvette's like red's also sexy, hot, flashy. It's
higher insurance.
Yeah, that's
for a car.
But now it is. But yeah, it's that's the other side of it. I mean, like you do things with red because they're striking. It's like it catches your eye. Like all black and red. I mean, we think when we see black and red, that's fucking brutal or sexy. It's one or the other. You know what I'm saying? Like David Nakayama's made a career of many off of black and red. Trust me. You know. So,
yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I mean, we don't need our labels to be aggressive like that. But with the CGC labels, we like them when they're custom. We like the variety, but we also want it to be uniform.
Yeah, I think they just want. I think for uniformity, is a collection. It's like a preference for your collection, but then also you want something that's going to go with like the comics that you're going to put it into. That's going to easily go with the comics on the inside. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what they come out with. Anything else in the chat about this? Anything other? I mean, honestly, I think the whole grading game period is just. I think people are starting to learn what to grade and what not to grade. I think that is a huge learning curve that's happened over the past 3 years. I mean, I have stuff behind me that because of how drastically the market changed, that should have never been graded ever before. Now, if you want to grade and I was going to do a whole video on this of like, what should you grade, right? Like you grade, when it comes down to it, you grade whatever you want to grade, right? But then I always ask, you say the question, why? Why are you grading it? Because you like the way it looks in the case? If that is the case, I can forward you guys about 3 links to different things that you could put your comic in a case that's going to be cheaper, that's going to look better on your wall, that is going to be more protective than a CGC case. So for me, I am now to the point of, for me, grading 100% is one of 2 things. It's either, or again, one of 3. Preservation, because the book is so old and valuable at the same time that it needs to be encapsulated. But then also value is combined with that. And then 3, it's an accomplishment. It's a book that I got up to a certain grade because, hey, I found this book at a garage sale, and it would just depend. Like if that's a good grade for that book, and I cleaned it and pressed it to that, and it has more value than what the cost to case it, to encapsulate it is, then I'm probably going to grade it. But 80 to 90% of the decision is made based off of, is this worth money if I get it slabbed? Based off of the grade, the minimum grade that I think that it could hit. That is how I'm deciding on what to slab. And now, like, so much of my what's not sales and stuff like that now, my eBay store and all that stuff, I've pulled so much stuff from CGC boxes because I'm like, it's just not worth slabbing. It's just not worth slabbing. So it's a huge paradigm shift.
I understand where you are. And like I said, I mean, I think the core of why we work when we do what we're doing is because, like, you are definitely an enterprise. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny how it works because I just lose money over here. Everything I do is at a loss, and it's okay because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I don't want to sound like an idiot, like, oh, I'm just losing money. But I mean, I read books every week, so every time I read a book, it's like they're not all valuable. The second I buy a book for $5, it's worth nothing. The second I've read it or taken it out of the store. Okay, instant gratification when I'm sitting on the sofa sipping some whiskey, reading a book. Great, I enjoy my time doing that. So you and I are different in the fact that, like, you are definitely in the monetary game. Like you're looking at it as an enterprise of making money, which is great because you're one of the good ones. You're not a dickhole who's selling like fucking trifoil covers for $50 for no reason. You know what I'm saying? You're a good dude. You sell like Silver Age books and books that are worth something in their keys. So I mean, and for that I commend you. But you're trying to slab books that will make you money, and that's smart. You're not going to slab a book that won't somehow make you money in the future. Do you know what I'm saying? Or can be traded at equal value. That's fine. Right. So I talk to people like, this John, the Silver Surfer, and he looks at me. He's like, okay, cool. So right on my wall right now, I have Wolverine, the one with the naked Nightcrawler. He's like, why would you slab that? Why would you do CGC? And I'm like, I don't know, other than I just really like it. And I thought it would be funny to have that inconsequential book slabbed. And that was funny. It's not going to make money. It's less money. I couldn't, if I put that thing up for auction for $10, it'll probably sell because it's funny. But I mean, I spent $25 doing it, or whatever like that. So I mean, I would be a candidate for just getting the Gorilla or the Gator cases you're talking about, But I mean, but still, I think that the problem is I'm enough of a derelict that I want to know that this is like the best possible grade I can get. It's now complete. I've got a 9.8. Right. It's complete. I don't need to get another one. I don't need to look at the corners of any more of these spines. I've got it complete,
Sure, yeah, for sure. Yeah, when it comes to 9/8 and stuff like that, like that's, and then honestly, I mean, it is a gamble to a certain extent. If you know how to grade, it's not as much of a gamble. But you know, it can. I mean, no, there's some books that you can look at and you're like, this is gonna be a 9.8. You know, but I mean that's all. You know, whatever you want to do, but like that's just kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. Like, and so yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting to see how it's going to progress and what people are going to continue to slab in the future. It's still a relatively new thing, man, to the hobby. Like it came out in 1999. CGC opened up, so it's like a lot of people think like, oh, how come they're changing this now, and how come they don't have this down yet, and you know why they keep flip flopping. It's like this is a new thing to the hobby. This is not retrospect like coins and stamps and all these other collectibles have been cards, baseball cards. These have been graded for many years before comics, and comics is such a unique thing in itself, in it being a book that's getting graded. You know, it's much more complex than all of these other things that get graded. So you know,
it'll get mined out. Like I said, like we joked about the very last collection out there. You know, the tree falls in the forest, the very last collection that we found. All of these books are going to get slabbed. Like, let's just say the one book you seem to slab the most, Spider-Man 300. Okay, I mean, ASM 300. There's going to be no raw copies at some point. Everybody's going to get every piece of shit slabbed. You know.
So check it out. Okay, go ahead. No,
you first. You're first.
Well, no. Like I'm saying, like, so you brought up a good point. Literally, yes. Last night, I made the decision. I have a Spider-Man 300. Right, it's a newsstand. The estimated grade, is about a 6.0. I got it free. I won it in a in an online thing. Right. I chose. It was in a CGC box to get graded. I chose to sell it raw. I'm not slabbing that Spider-Man 300. I'm gonna sell it raw and whatnot, or I'm gonna sell it on Instagram or eBay, because
didn't we get rid of that one at the con?
Huh?
Didn't we get rid of?
No. That one came in a collection.
Okay.
That was in a collection. Yeah. So this is the other one that I have that I want. The reason why I'm not grading that is because right now I'm in the hole for that book for nothing. Right. I'm at 0 with that book. So imagine if you bought that book. Imagine if you bought that book. Let's say you got a great deal at a garage sale. You bought it for $75, which is an amazing deal on a Spider-Man 300. The grade on that book that I have is probably about a 6.0. The reason why I'm not slabbing that book is because that book raw in that condition will sell for about $250. That book in a 6.0, guess how much it sells for?
$175.
$300.
Oh, okay. What do I know?
So basically, why am I going to pay for that book to be graded and put more money into that book when it's only going to make about a $50 difference? So your slabbing decision, your grading, so your grading decision needs to be very personal to you in why you're doing it, how much you're into the book for, the grade that it could hit, and the potential profit for it, because you just want to, right? That's why, the whole thing is so subjective to every single person. But yeah, so there's certain books, and I think the hobby is starting to realize that certain books just don't need to be slabbed. They just don't need to be.
None of the books I'm slabbing probably need to be slabbed. But that's why, again, this is always going to make money, because they're going to have people like me and they're going to have people like you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I think PSA is kind of like, oh, look, like some motherfuckers done screwed up. I'm going to crawl up in that bitch and fucking make some money too. So at the very least, they're exploiting the injuries that CGC has brought upon themselves. So now they're kind of climbing into that little hole that's been made. And look, I applaud them for it. I commend them for it. I'm not rushing it. It's cool. It's whatever. Bring as much as you want. As long as people have variety and their own free will to make a choice what they want to do, go ahead and do it. Like with the PSA, CGC, CBCS, and whatever, so on and so forth. GPX, whatever they are.
PGX. They're a joke.
I have no idea. But
there's somebody. I heard somebody else say it was perfect. There's somebody's hobby. PGX is somebody's hobby. Somebody's like, I'm gonna open up a grading company, for fun. Oh, he froze. He froze it. Did. He froze it. Did. All right, we're gonna wrap up this PSA talk. 30 minutes is enough on this topic. Unless you got anything else to add in the chat, let us know. Let us know. I might be getting a Hulk 181 soon. I'm talking to a guy in New Jersey. Oh, I thought you froze. You were frozen.
But you froze too. I didn't hear what you said. But I'm gonna piggyback on because we're professionals like that. Yes, the Hulk 181 in the collection. Go ahead, continue.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I might actually be getting one. Talking to a guy about a collection from New Jersey. Sorry, there's a moth in here. Talking to a guy about a collection in New Jersey. He's got almost the entire Hulk run. He's got from it's 60 to 101 of Tales to Astonish, and then he's got 102, which is the big premiere Hulk issue, up until like 250, and then some scattered issues until like 2 something or whatever. He doesn't have any of the McFarlane stuff, which sucks, but he's got literally everything else. He's even got an Incredible Hulk number 5 from 1968.
Now let me ask you a question.
Crazy.
I remember we were talking over the weekend about this guy for a split second, and I failed to ask you a question. I was trying to find out his validity. Is he?
Yeah.
Did you get it? Ha ha! Nice. Oh, you just so like go on. You're just like.
Yeah.
Is the guy an old, crusty old man who wears a baseball cap?
No.
Possibly gimpy. You know?
No.
Because I've run into my 3 short years.
Yeah.
Every guy, old white dude with the baseball hat who walks with a gimp limp, has always been like, "I've got all these books. I've had them for forever." And then you're like, you know what I'm talking about, dude? Like, I just don't. I want to sell them, but I don't know how to do it. Maybe you could help me out, young man. Just get in my white van. I got a 1 payday bar in the back.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So that's not this guy, right? It's not this guy.
That is not this guy. No, that's not this guy at all. No, this guy's cool. He's like he loved the Hulk when he was a kid, and he bought everything Hulk. And I think he was a DJ. He lives in New Jersey. Yeah, he's a cool guy. We've talked on the phone a couple of times, and just trying to iron this thing out, and ship it all, and it's gonna be cool.
How did you get? He's a DJ out of this. Hey, I like comic books. I collect the Hulk from DJ. My name's Earl. I'm
trying to think of how he found me. He found me on maybe Instagram. He might have reached out to me. I can't remember, but he saw one of my videos and his user, and he reached out to me on Instagram, I think, and his username was DJ Vinny. What's his name? So I think he's a DJ.
Talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, come see my comics in Jersey.
Yeah. All right. Next on the list.
Sorry, Vinny, if you're watching, I apologize.
We've got this special event coming up. This is San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
What's
all right.
up? This is huge. This is huge. This is a San Diego Comic-Con. So, you've got I'm not excited about any exclusives or anything that's coming out. Of course, there's going to be a shit ton of them. And Claw actually mentioned something. He said that there was some sort of controversial first appearance, something that happened in a new release this week in Ultimate Batman or something like that. And then there's also another Ashcan version of that's being released in San Diego Comic-Con. So at the same time, which one's the first appearance?
Dick? Is it more Bat Dick? Is that what's going on?
What is that?
That'd be a second appearance of Bat
Absolute
Dick.
Batman.
Absolute Batman.
Absolute, yeah. Ashcan or Absolute Batman that's available tomorrow at SDCC. Yeah, I don't know. Absolute Batman. I'm not really sure. That's exactly what I was about to say, dude. That is exactly what I was about to say. Like, yeah.
All-encompassing Batman.
Yeah. Absolute, ultimate. Yeah, the final Batman. Like,
the emoji 100% Batman.
Right.
What are we doing, dude?
Yeah. They're stretching they're doing what comics do, man. They're stretching an IP like fucking Laffy Taffy, and they're trying to just get as much out of
doing
it.
Something right now. They have a new universe thing going on. I can't. Is it absolute universe or I don't know, John? Where are you at? Bring it in. But there's DC has some kind of new thing. They had the 52, the new whatever, and then
it does seem lazy. Like isn't it? Yeah, it feels like Ultimate.
Absolute Batman.
Ultimate Universe style DC Comics, like
Absolute Batman.
I don't know. I would call it a different name. Like that's too close to Ultimate. Like it just sounds like, oh, you're trying to do the thing that Marvel's doing. Like I would not name it that. That's terrible. That's terrible.
So there's Absolute Superman too. I mean, like,
Huh?
I mean, how many times can DC relaunch their universe? You know, like, my God, man.
As long as people keep buying it, you know.
But that's the point. People aren't buying it. That's why they keep relaunching it. You know, like, you know what? How about find some good writers? I mean, James Tynion can't write every one of your fucking books. You know, so
right.
I think ultimately. I think ultimately the problem with DC books, and I'm always open to trying reading them, is they hung on too long with people with these outlandish costumes in their books, and now it just doesn't look real. You know, you have Hawk Girl running around with a fucking bird head on her still, and you're kind of like, it doesn't really work in public as much as it might have used to. Things
back
like
in
that,
the
you know,
60s. Yeah, Snyder's on Batman. And Jim Lee's in charge of all that stuff. How does that get past Jim Lee? Like, come on, Jim. Like,
hey, look, when people keep telling you you're the best for so long, maybe you don't see what's really good anymore. You know, I mean, look. So at one point, Captain America had little fucking wings. He had Submariner's anklet wings on his head. You know, and we all thought that was kind of dumb because I mean, like, who puts that costume on? So eventually, guess what they did? They morphed it to it's just on his helmet now. Guess what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Superman still fucking runs around in like red underwear. That's dumb. You know, like that's so stupid.
No, I mean, it's classic. And it is.
I understand that, but who's buying it? No one cares. Look, I mean, like, I want Superman to be badass. I don't want to look at his fucking underwear and his yellow belt
I don't think
buckle
that's
and
why people aren't buying Superman. I don't think that's why people aren't buying Superman because of the underwear.
Can we put?
If anything, that's why
we can have a poll put out. Let's go to Comic-Con. Let's go to San Diego and just ask some questions. All right, John? The hard questions.
Yeah. So there's
Go ahead.
There's Friday, so it starts tomorrow, actually, is day one, I think. And so San Diego Comic-Con, so Saturday at 7, I think it's 6 o'clock San Diego time. Yeah, Western. No. What is it? Pacific Standard? And so that's going to be like 7 o'clock for us. So that's when all the big announcements are going to start rolling in. So what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think he's going to – what Feige's going to take the stage again at Hall H, and he's going to drop all the bombs. What do you think he's going to say?
I think you should walk in and say, we didn't lie to you. This is the one movie. See you next year. You know, like so we know Agatha's coming out, but I mean, again, I appreciate you respecting me and asking me this question, but I am just like anybody else. I don't know. That's why it's exciting. You know, I don't know. What do I want to see? Listen.
Yeah, what do you want to see?
We all want to see the mutants. We want to see that happen. But I just want, like I said, I mean, I had some friends ask me this morning, what about this movie that's coming out tomorrow? I mean, I just really want a good movie. I just want something that's good where I can say, like, where I can turn to my friend like you at the theater and I can hit you in the shoulder and go like, dude, what the fuck? You know? Like this Alien movie that's coming out in a couple weeks. I'm like, I'm in. I know that I think maybe you and I should go and I can tap you in the shoulder and be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. You know? I mean, I want it to mean something. I want to feel something rather than say like, yeah, dude, I'm a fan and like it's cool this is coming out because it's like from my childhood. No, I want to be blown the fuck away.
Do you think that this, not necessarily Deadpool and Wolverine, but do you think that this Hall H announcement, show, performance is the official turning point of the MCU? Is it, because remember, if you go back to like 20 podcasts ago when we're bitching and bickering about the state of, you know, She-Hulk's going down the drain and all these terrible titles are you know, MCU was at all-time low, and then Bob Iger, remember, took the helm. It was a Sunday night. Bob Iger all of a sudden, boom, is back in the chairman's seat, and we're talking about how all of these changes they know what to do now.
Do they?
To a year. We're not going to see it for a long time. I feel like Deadpool and Wolverine is the very first glimpse into us seeing what they were talking about. I mean, what they know what their mistakes are, and they're going to make the move. And now they're going to start cranking. And I think Hall H is going to be their blueprint for this is the way we're going now. This is the changes that we're going to make. You know.
Yeah. Look, like I said, I'll just say it. I mean, just do something good. Don't give me obscure people. Listen, Guardians of the Galaxy was such a fucking reach, and it worked. It's not going to happen again. Give me, I mean, look, it may. Who am I? I'm just being superlative here, but like, it's like, give me something that's good that I care about. Don't maybe don't make me care about something. Give me something I care about now and do it good. You know, like X-Men 97, wonderful, congratulations, great. You know, people love that. You did something right, yay. You know, like Wolverine and Deadpool. Obviously, this looks like it's going to be a can't miss. Congratulations, yay. Now what do? You know, you have every right to start over. You don't need to continue on with. Look, Shang-Chi was a good movie. You can leave all that behind. Leave it all right where it is. You got the new Captain America movie coming out. It's a spy movie. It's going to be a spy thriller movie. Okay, cool. I don't know if I'm supposed to feel the symbolism in like the whatever of the passing of the guard to Anthony Mackie. Look, Anthony Mackie's a badass. Congratulations to the new Captain America. But I mean, I'm not. I've been watching him for a while now, knowing this. I'm not going to feel like it's like this monumental shift. I just won't.
Yeah.
He's got a new color scheme in his shield. Nothing else will change. He doesn't feel more like Captain America to me. You know.
Let me tell you the only angle he's got at pulling on the heartstrings of the people watching that movie. And I don't know how this is going to go down because the fucking thing's already written and they've already shot it. But his character needs to have such reverence for Steve Rogers that it is such a burden on him throughout the film to live up to the mantle that, you know, to the shoes of filling for Steve Rogers, because of he knew that the kind of man he was. Like when they in that part in the trailer when he's like, when Harrison Ford is like, yeah, you know, you might be Captain America, but you're no Steve Rogers, and he's like, you're right, I'm not. It's like, dude, you should want to be on his level. Like, you should want to be, yeah, look at me, I'm different. Like, dude, Steve Rogers was like, Sam needs to go through the mental turmoil of like living up to what Steve put in his hands and knowing that it's the biggest shoes to fill. And he needs to have like a lot of emotional, you know.
Yeah, but he's missing one thing.
I'm saying, like,
he's missing one thing. Being in a goddamn block of ice for 70 years. He's missing that innocence thing. He's missing that whole like, oh shucks nature to it. Do you know what I'm saying?
But Steve was that guy before the block of ice. He was that guy before the block of ice.
I know, but he was endearing because he was in a block of ice for forever. And let's not forget the super serum. You know, so Sam Wilson is just a regular human being. So it's a huge, and we shouldn't feel like he should have to fill his shoes. It's impossible because if you rip the wings off and then rip the the armor off and things like that, he's just a badass trained military man with a lot of secrets. Right. He doesn't have anything else. He doesn't have a bionic arm like Bucky did in the show. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, like, so what you're saying is like, because I know you're a writer, you're making sense. You're thinking of the arc, the emotional arc that makes sense. I get it. I 100% get it.
People that like him.
If you're gonna have 3 movies, get into it. In the first movie, we're going to be introduced to him. In the second movie, he has the second Superman movie where he becomes Bizarro, becomes bad, and he's like, "Why am I doing this?" And then you have the triumphant third scene where he's like accepts it, and then like the Jedi Steve Rogers is there going like nodding his head. You know, that kind of shit happens. You know, like sorry, but
I'm trying to. Where'd you go with? We're talking about Captain America.
And I just thought of him like Steve Rogers being like the blue Jedi when they're dead, like nodding his head in approval, and the Ewoks.
Oh, you're talking about like the arc of like, okay, I got you. I see, like, of the Jedi.
Third movie. First movie,
Return of the Jedi.
I see him. Second movie, like he's the bad guy, and the third movie, it's the story of every fucking trilogy. You know, all 3 of them. Redemption. You know, like excitement, bad news, redemption. Guardians of the Galaxy did it. Transformers didn't do it and should have done it. You know,
yeah, but they're not going to give him. They're not going to give him 3. I don't think they're going to have room for him to have a 3 movie arc in the next phases before Secret Wars at all. I think he's probably going to have this movie, and then they're probably going to bring. I think they're probably going to bring Chris Evans back as Captain America. I think they're bringing everybody back. Like, do you think that? Do you think that they're bringing?
No.
Are they pulling out? You don't think they're bringing everybody back?
No, I don't think so.
Downey,
By the way, who am I? But
Chris Evans.
You don't work this hard to brand, Anthony Mackie as Captain America and then bring back, I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is coming back. I don't think any of that's going to happen. Robert Downey Jr. AI for Riri, maybe, but I don't think he's coming back.
You ready for this?
Go ahead.
Everybody's coming back.
You got a conspiracy? What do you think?
No, it's not a conspiracy. It's like in the ether. It's in the interviews. It's everybody is coming back. Why? Because they're working off of a failing formula, and they're like, let's go back to what was working. Dude, the Russo brothers are coming back. The Russo brothers are coming back to write.
It's like redoing the Fast and the Furious. What
do you mean?
Like why? But why would they're not even?
Why?
I would never, Johnny. I would never admit I failed that hard. That I spent all this money trying to do something new and be like, all right, fuck it, you're right.
So you're gonna let? So you would never admit
you do
that?
better. No.
What do you mean?
No. Like, listen. Okay, it's very rare that a failing business will say like, "No, you know what? The cookies I make, I put my life on the line. No one likes them. My cookies suck."
But dude, Disney doesn't make money off of their pride. They make money off of box office sales, and
money.
Right, because they've done things that they wanted to do that they thought would work that's not working. So now they're going to go back, and they're literally bringing every single person back. Russo brothers are coming back. The writers from Avengers Infinity War and Endgame are coming back. They're bringing back Steve Rogers. They're bringing back Captain America. They're going to bring back Robert Downey Jr., Tobey Maguire, Hugh Jackman. Every single person is coming back to do Secret Wars. It's not only is it like what they should do and what they have to do to save the brand, but it's also
their
like
duty.
heavily.
Go ahead and say it.
No. It's not their duty. It's just the smart thing to do if they want to save the shithole that they're in. Oh yeah, everybody's coming back, dude.
Robert Downey Jr. is 60 years old. Do you know what I'm saying?
How old is Hugh Jackman?
60. Older? I don't know. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see here. I mean, this is Hugh Jackman is 55 years old. Dude, like Johnny, I hear you, man. I understand what you're talking about, and you are coming from a place of intelligence and like good ideas, but it's also a bad idea. Like God, I'm not trying to sound like a fucking idiot when I say this. I mean, like, if you go this far and you've eliminated these storylines one by one, yeah, you can have a retrospective where you go like, okay, they're all gonna pop in a portal and look at all these people. I get what you're saying with that, but I mean, you can't like have continuity. Like we're not gonna have another Captain America.
Nomad.
We're gonna have
Nomad.
I mean, like,
it fits perfectly. Dude, it was in the comics, and it fits with how they left off Infinity War.
No, that stuff. Infinity War was. Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry. Endgame. Like, so they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
He's an old
Nomad
man in the Endgame at the end. But you're okay. Yeah. You mentioned this. I think we were drinking. You said, "What if they do the whole?" They could use him as Nomad if they went in the time that he was returning the Infinity Stones. You could have Nomad for that. But what I'm saying is, like,
I like this. Oh, I like it. Claw. So no. So Claw's on your side. He doesn't think everybody's coming back, and it's. Let me ask you this, Albert. Do you think they're not going to bring everybody back, or do you think they are going to bring everybody back and it's not going to work, or do you think they're not going to bring everybody back because even if they did bring everybody back, it still would not work?
Can I call somebody? What did you just say to me? I actually was paying attention.
I think
that string theory episode you gave us that one time.
What you mean?
When you were trying to explain, I don't remember quantum physics at one point. What was that show where you were doing the whole math and? So good, whatever that was. Listen, okay.
Everybody's coming back. Mark my words. Let's bet.
You know I'm
what
good.
you got? How much?
On. I got one vig. Let's see here.
Let's
go.
Well,
you're saying
we're betting.
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is tricky. Okay, because like how are you betting? You're saying they're all coming back. Do you mean they're all
Yes.
coming back to the universe, and then they're going to say like, "Hey, look, sorry about that 5 years they gave you everything. Forget
Yes,
about that."
I think
and
yes.
total,
And guess
total
what? And
continuity,
that's going to
no
be
reset.
in that
John?
in that yes. You know why? Dude, the answer's right in front of us. Deadpool and Wolverine. It's literally right there. Hugh Jackman is coming back as a variant of himself. It's literally in
And
a
he's done.
movie.
He's done.
Then
after
he's
this.
done.
Yeah.
Write it down. Write it down. Kevin,
Wait,
write
what am
it.
I writing? I wrote Johnny G. Continue on. Continue on. That's what you're like saying. Continue on. They're all coming back. Hold on. All
Everybody's coming back.
All coming back.
They're bringing a lot back. It's going to be a quick fix, but it won't last. These people can't be the characters forever.
Hell, what does that mean? Because like, why would I
So-
invest hundreds of millions of dollars in these people just so they can do one movie and break a hip?
No, but it's not forever. It's only until Secret Wars. Secret Wars is scheduled to come out, I think, in 2026. It's only for 2 years.
Everything's subject to change with no money. Look, here it is. Okay.
What you got?
Johnny G says my scribble scratch. Rev says hell nah. So
Continue
you're
on.
saying
No.
Continue on. All coming back. That's what you're saying. They're all coming back.
I'm saying that
Continue on.
every major comic book character,
Yeah.
every major comic book character that's come out in the past decade almost, or whenever the MCU started, 2009, whenever.
Loki's
Okay,
not
so
coming
roughly the
back.
past decade. Dude, are you serious? Tom
Loki's the only
Hiddleston
one to fucking I know he's not beating his. He's not. No, they're not burning
will
down
make an
his house for a
appearance.
job.
They're not gonna like, dude. Tom Hiddleston loves that character more than anything he's ever done. Robert Downey Jr. loves his character more than anything. That Iron Man saved his fucking career and saved his life. Like, dude, these people love these characters.
And
Same thing with Hugh Jackman. They're all coming back. They're all gonna go up until Secret Wars, and after Secret Wars
You're saying
in
2
2026,
years,
which is
Secret
only 2
Wars?
years, they're doing
Oh, see,
2026 Secret Wars.
starts, and they're going to do 4 Secret Wars movies, right? I'm having to think it has to be 4.
No. They'll probably do 2 Secret Wars movies, a part 1 and a part 2, how they did with Infinity War and Endgame, and they'll do a part 1. They'll probably do an Avengers movie leading up.
They're
The
all
rumor
fucked
right
out of
now
time,
is-
man. They're all fucking out of time.
no.
What, Tom Holland is going to be 40 years old putting on the black symbiote suit? Like,
Dude, dude. What do you mean it's out of time? It's 2 years. It's in 2 years. 2026 Secret Wars comes out.
I see where you're working with. I see what you're working with. And like I said,
And then what happens after Secret Wars? Then they reset the whole thing. Secret Wars resets everything. They might keep a couple of people, a couple of young actors if they're still in the game. But yeah, after Secret Wars, it's like what happens in the comics. It
they all get
resets.
their wish, and then Deadpool was there the whole time. And we'll find that out afterwards.
The fact that they have variants, right? The fact that they go to these actors and they're like, "Hey, in the comic book world, there's this thing called a variant. It means the same but different. It means that everything that you did still matters, and you can do this other thing over here, and the fans accept it." And they're like, "Oh, so you're saying I could be a same character but in a different timeline, and continue to make millions of dollars, and the fans will be okay with it?" And I'm not going to lose of any of the work that we did to build the character up. And then they're going to say, sign me up.
I get that. I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say it like that, I can see where you're working it. Okay. I think there's going to be some constraints. And you're saying 2 years. Okay,
Endgame
cool.
didn't reset everything.
I didn't say
I mean,
that. That's different.
no. Endgame changed people from dying to living again. The only thing Endgame reset was Thanos' snap. That's all Bruce Banner said when Bruce Banner snapped. He said he wanted to reset everything before the snap. But Secret Wars is an entirely bigger event. This is on a multiversal scale. This is like, so multiverse in different timelines and multiverse are different things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're talking Secret War 2. You're not talking Secret War 1. You're talking Hickman Secret War.
I'm talking about, God, remember doing multiple timelines, the convergence, like that whole thing is going to reset
Secret War
everything.
1, man. I'm sorry.
Which created
I'm
what?
Secret War-
It created the absolute universe.
Okay.
Secret Wars created the ultimate universe.
Ultimate, yeah.
That's what happened.
Did you really say absolute as a joke, or did you?
Well, I was
say
joking.
Okay.
I was joking. But yeah. So, dude, that's where it's going, man.
Here I am
That's
thinking you're
right,
talking about
man.
the Beyonder the entire time. Battle Planet. I'm like, yeah, Battle Planet, man. You know, the guy with the ball on the chain.
I think they're gonna mix. I think they're gonna mix both of them. I think they're gonna mix the Hickman Secret Wars and then the Jim Shooter Secret Wars. I think they're gonna mix them both and take certain elements from them both. It's not going to be as goofy as Battle Planet was. I mean, the original Secret Wars run was the Beyonder being a child and just taking heroes like, chess pieces and toys and making them fight against each other. But the Hickman Secret Wars is way more intellectually, like it's heavy. It's like a Christopher Nolan epic, I think they're going to go a lot. Christopher Nolan?
Yeah.
What about him?
Well, I just think it'd be a beautiful baby boy. Now you've ruined Chris. Now you've just ruined Christopher Nolan for me because now I can just think of like, oh.
Oh, Nolan. Yeah, he's a cutie.
Okay, so I've got it on the board. You're saying they're all going to come back and continue, but you put time limits on it. You're saying until after Secret Wars, and I'm saying, and we can distill this more later on in other podcasts. But I'm saying that like I will need more specifics. I will need more specifics where you say like this character and this character because I think that you're wrong. But I'm only lightly disagreeing. I'm only patty cake disagreeing with you because I think that you've made me proud in the fact that you're thinking of making money. If you're thinking of making money, that's how they're going to do it. Until it fucking fails. If they do one thing and it falls flat, then they're gonna rethink everything. And they'll start adjusting on the fly. So I think that there's something to be said. I don't think they're going to give them what they're doing. They just can't. They sunk too much money into it. It's kind of like this Acolyte thing. Again, I haven't finished it, so I'm not gonna trash it. But they're not gonna go like, well, fuck, we tried that. No, they're gonna go like, this is what we really meant to do, and we're gonna double down and do something else. Like within the same realm.
Yes. Here's what's probably going to happen. Everything needs to be reset after Secret Wars. This is the plan. This is I think is the plan right here. I think that's what will happen after Secret Wars. It's going to do what the comics did, but leading up to that, what's probably going to go down is you're going to get an Avengers versus X-Men movie, and you're going to get a Secret Wars Part 1 and a Secret Wars Part 2 is probably what's going to happen because they're bringing the Fox X-Men back into this game. They're bringing them back. Fox X-Men's coming back. Hugh Jackman's coming back. Tobey Maguire's coming back. They're all coming back to go to Secret Wars. And after that, yes, Claw, you're right. The whole thing's going to reset.
Is Shadowcat coming back?
No.
What? But integral part of what's the movie? Which one was when she had a power she's never had before, or they've had a power? What was the one where Wolverine? Was it Origins? No, what was the one Wolverine? Oh my god, dude!
Wolverine Origins?
Oh no! Oh god, I'm such an idiot. Days of Future Past. Holy shit!
Oh yeah, I just watched that last night.
If somebody had said that before me, when she's sitting
Kitty
there
Pryde?
like when she's like in his brain, I'm like, well, that's an interesting power she's never had before.
Oh yeah.
But will they bring back Kitty Pryde? That's what I want to know. Elliot, what's his name now? What's he go by? Elliot.
Yeah, Elliot Page.
Elliot Page. I wonder if they bring Elliot Page back. That's just
Dan's X-Men. What's up, buddy?
I'm on a rant. What's up, brother? What's up, Dan?
Good to see you, man.
Hey, but this is important. Eddie's got a thing here. We're here to have fun. Could it be possible Deadpool and Wolverine actors get Oscar awards as best leading role and supporting role if that's happened? Such a worthy meme if that happened. Listen, it's not out of the realm of possibility. What are Oscars these days anyway? If this movie goes off and makes $1 billion, maybe some considerations. Why not? Hugh Jackman's got one before. Ryan Reynolds has been up for one before.
I think if anybody would have a shot, I think it would be Hugh as a supporting actor. But I highly, highly doubt that this movie's going to get any kind of Oscar nomination. The Academy doesn't respect mainstream comic movies. I mean, the only one that's ever won was I think Black Panther won. The new Black Panther I think won
for costumes.
Yeah, for costumes. And then Dark Knight, the Dark Knight won. Heath Ledger won.
I'm just excited. I'm excited. Listen, there's so many weird things that happen these days. I don't see why it possibly couldn't. You know, like, but you're right.
Yeah.
A little bit crazy. Real quick, this Comic-Con thing is going past that right there. Can we pause that? Can you pause? Comic-Con the cruise?
Comic-Con the cruise coming in 2025, February 5th. That's my birthday to 9th. Tampa and Cozumel. Get ready to hold on.
What is that?
I don't know. Let's see.
I got a fucking.
Oh my God.
Let me look at that. Hold on here.
Join us in 2025 for the ultimate adventure, the inaugural voyage. Tampa, Cozumel, Royal Caribbean. Ahoy, comic fans! Welcome to the inaugural voyage. Get ready to sail on an unforgettable adventure of a lifetime where you will immerse yourself in the world of popular arts like never before. San Diego Comic-Con The Cruise is an official licensee of Comic-Con International and is excited to be part of the Comic-Con brand. The 4-day adventure at sea takes place on board a luxury ship and fuses the iconic Comic-Con experience with unforgettable and oh my God.
Dude, let's go.
Dude, I have no desire to go to
Happy
this.
birthday, John. I've got us 2 tickets.
Wow.
This
Adventure.
armpit fest. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, don't go fast. I want to see who it is. Okay, we've got Willow. We've got George Takei. That's awesome. We got the guy from
Ernie
Ghostbusters.
Hudson.
Yeah, look. I don't marry I don't know who that is.
Johnson,
Michael Trucco. We got all these people. What is I really want to go to this now.
How do you let your look? I'm disappointed in Ernie Hudson here. How do you let your manager, your talent agent or whoever talk you into doing? Hey, look, I got an idea. It's gonna make you a lot of money. It's gonna be great for your name.
He did not get top
Comic-Con
billing.
Cruise.
Willow got top billing.
I know, right?
Felicia
That's crazy.
These people are wonderful people, I'm sure. And I don't mean Adam Hughes is going to be in there. There's a chance. Look at the Artist Alley.
Of course he would. That's funny.
This is a terrible idea. I just
This
imagine
is.
like whatnot salespeople are going to like be bringing comic books onto a fucking cruise and selling it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Wow.
Look at this. Oh
It
my
is.
God. Trapped on a boat with these people for
Pink
4
Ranger.
days.
Oh yeah, Pink Ranger. Yeah. Pink Ranger is going to be there.
Oh
Okay,
my God.
let's end this thing with the movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. The reviews have come out, and have you heard anything, Rev? Whoops. Sorry, hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
you asked me a question. You're like, fuck them.
Have you heard anything
I've heard.
about any of them? What you got?
No, I've only seen one trailer. It was the very, very first trailer. I've gone through this entire process of nobody ruining anything for me. I know.
Good.
I know what I think we all know. The 2 people who. Okay, I've seen red legs that aren't a man's legs. Okay, I've seen that. That's all I've seen.
Okay.
And then the wonderful man from Kiss Comics. We go to the Comic-Con on Saturday, and every other day I would love for him to run up to me and like say, "Hey, it's good to see you. It made me feel awesome." But he's like, "Hey, did you see the trailer?" And when he did that, I immediately like I had that whole montage thing, you know, like every moment we've ever shared. And 99% of all our interactions involved one character. So to have him run up to me and say, "Have you seen the trailer?" I know he's talking about one character, and I'm not
Okay.
going to tell anybody who it is, but.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking that one character is in the movie, and it would make sense because that one character's been in a show recently for Disney. So,
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm coming in as a fucking virgin, bro. And
Wait,
I'm
the
gonna
one
see.
character's been in the show recently for Disney?
Yes.
And what,
Can I
X-Men
text?
97?
Can I? What? Calm down.
Did
Stop
this
saying
character
words.
pop up in X-Men 97?
I
mean, I know-
Not.
I know who you're talking about, but I'm trying to think of what they did for Disney. Oh, no, that wasn't Disney.
Hold on here. I'm doing the terrible idea here, and I'm spelling it wrong. Here, I've texted you. Maybe you can see it on your phone. I just need you to like look at
Yeah.
me, but not confirm. I said don't confirm, asshole.
Oh,
You just said yeah, like so matter of fact. What a dick.
what about?
Now we
But
are
you
going
knew
on that
that.
cruise. No, I didn't know that. You just
Yes,
confirmed
you
it.
did.
I was literally playing patty cake, dude. I just wanted to
Oh,
kind of like feel you, but never mind now. But now I'm not going to ruin from everybody out there, you know.
dude, it's not ruined. This person is literally doing press
Jono
junket.
doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He does
John,
now
what
because
did
you're
you
an
think of
asshole.
Acolyte? I did not watch Acolyte. Crystal did.
The whole
I did
thing. You
not
didn't
like
watch any of it.
after I watched 3 episodes and I just did not like it. Could not get into it, and so I just never watched. I'm in a bad place right now with Star Wars. I'm in a very bad place with Star Wars. I can't get into it on this podcast.
Yes, you can. That's
No,
why
no,
we
no,
have a
no. This
podcast.
podcast says Deadpool on it,
Oh,
and
okay,
we
okay.
can't. People click here for Deadpool and Wolverine talk.
Okay.
So, yeah, it seems like the reviews so far have been netting to very, very, very positive. Apparently, this is nothing spoiler-esque whatsoever. Apparently, is a hugely it's a huge comic book movie. Like if you're a comic book fan, you're going to absolutely love this movie. And if anybody, if there's any negative reviews that are out there right now, it's for people that are already not really on the side of comic book movies, and like Martin Scorsese, right? You heard what he said. He said Martin Scorsese says that comic book movies aren't real movies and all this stuff. Like there's a certain
What? Are you serious?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait. So what makes a movie?
He's a fucking old idiot. I love his films. I love every one of them, and he's a
No, you
genius
don't.
behind the camera.
You didn't like Midnight Moon or whatever the last one he did. Butterfly Moon or Rainbow Moon with the Leonardo DiCaprio, the one that just came out. You didn't like it.
I didn't even watch it.
I know.
I didn't even watch it. But everything else that he's done that I've seen, everything that I've seen and sat through, I've liked a lot. But Irishman. Oh yeah. That's good. It's a long movie, very long movie. But yeah, so yeah, there's people out there that just don't like, basically Winter Soldier is going to be the best that MCU could deliver because the Winter Soldier was one of the best written movies as far as the story goes and story arc and character development, and is very, very well written movie. And I think a lot of
I can't
critics.
even remember it.
Winter Soldier.
I can't even remember.
John, you should at least watch episode 5 of Acolyte. I think I did watch that one episode. Is that the last one? What's the last episode? I watched bits and pieces of the last episode because I knew certain things were happening, and I was like, "Let me just see what this looks like."
Can somebody just answer me one question? Who's Dark Claw? Please ruin it for me. Does Carrie Ann Snodgrass at least come back to life? That's all I want to know. I really was like kind of excited for her.
Don't ruin it for people, man.
What, if they've watched it, they've watched it. If you haven't watched it, you're not going to watch it. Like it's done. I'm not going to like oh, Bruce Willis saw dead people. I mean, I'm sorry if I've spoiled that.
But where were we? Deadpool.
Deadpool.
What were we saying?
What are you
about
looking
Deadpool?
forward to?
I think the negative reviews, I think, are of people that really just don't like comic book movies, in general. But I think if you're a fan of the MCU's history, then yeah, it's going to be very, very enjoyable.
Well, surprise, surprise!
The fight with the new Sith Master. I think I did see pieces of that. Claw. What? Let me ask this: What are you hoping to see in Deadpool and Wolverine? Like, is there so you know the premise, right? You've seen a trailer, right?
I'm assuming again from the one trailer I've seen. And listen, I don't want to lie to you. I've been very good about not hearing or talking or knowing anything about it. I stayed off of Key Collector because I knew there'd be some books on there to pop up. It looks to me, from everything from the walk up to the first trailer, that it looks like it's going to be the Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. It's what it feels like.
Okay.
With the TV, I had lunch today with John O, and him and I were talking, and I think that he's also been blinded to it all. Like he hasn't seen it. Obviously, we saw the TVA, so we're thinking that he's being sent around to kill people in different versions of time frames and things like that. And I would think that it'd be cool, and I could be wrong, but like he also encounters himself in different eras. That's why I think possibly the Red Legs. I saw that he's going to come across, maybe Lady Deadpool, and have to fight her. So I think that he's going to be jumping in and out of different time frames to correct something. And he'd have to kill all these other people to make the one stream, kind of thing like that. Which is, dude, have your time. That's going to be wonderful if that's the case. Very Deadpool-esque.
So if he's hopping around like that, who do you hope he would see or face off against or run into, or even just have a conversation with?
Who I want to see? I'm going to tell you the truth. I want to see. This is going to sound stupid, but hear me out. I want to see Cyclops, man, and I want to see Cyclops like
James Marsden.
Yeah, dude, he was the original. If I could see James Marsden as Cyclops and actually doing something cool as Cyclops, I was always bummed out because he never did anything cool as Cyclops. He just was kind of dopey, and then he died. I think Marsden would be cool to see as Cyclops, and I guess I mean, obviously, okay, Halle Berry would be pretty cool to see too. But I know I'm going to see her. I think I just want to see it like not. I don't want to see bad CGC effects. I don't want to see where I go like, oh well, like I just want it to be good. Listen, not everything can be all the portals opening up in Endgame. I know that, but maybe something that just gives me just make me feel good about it. Where I go, fuck yes, you know, like that. My wife will one day sit on the sofa and watch it with me and be like, hey, that didn't suck. That's what I'm looking for. I mean, validation and what I so heavily invest in with comic books and imagination and talking to all my friends about validation that it can hit the silver screen and make sense the way it makes sense in my head. I can see something that somebody else likes as much as I do, and they cared enough to make it look fucking good. And there you go, and you just feel something,
Yeah. And
then you and I talk about it next week.
Do you think we could see this image? Do you think?
I don't know why. I mean, sure, it could happen. I would think that would slow motion happen for everybody, and then the portal would open and Deadpool would pop through. I see it like that. Do you think? I mean, don't ruin it for me if you think it's going to happen.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm just thinking of like. All I know is that they made Deadpool as meta in the most meta sense, right? They are so aware of themselves, the current state of the MCU, and what comic fans and fans in general want to see, that I would not be surprised if we straight up got, and this is not nothing I know, this is not a spoiler or a leak or anything. I'm saying off of what I know their mindset is going into this, I would not be surprised if we saw a straight up Hulk 181 on the fucking screen. Lightsaber claws? Oh, that'd be cool.
Shut up, Dark Claw. Nice. Shut up.
Shut your whore mouth.
You want to see the Gambit Wolverine claws,
OG X-Men in legit costumes. Oh, like what if the original X-Men from the Fox universe was in all of their original costumes? That would be freaking very cool. That's a good one, John. That'd be very cool. Zimman says, I'm hoping for a Gambit cameo to set up a Gambit solo movie. That would be awesome because of how awesome Gambit is. Right, Rev?
Oh, no. God damn, man.
Yeah.
They don't have a good cast for Gambit yet. I don't think. What's your boy? Would they want to use Channing Tatum, whatever his name is? I don't think he's got the build, man. I don't think that he's the guy.
You don't think he's got the build? He's a little too stocky.
Yeah, I think he's too stocky. You need a lithe, kind of like acrobatic kind of guy.
Who could play Gambit? Who would play Gambit?
There was an actor, Michael Huseman.
Dude, no. You know who would be a good Gambit? Holy shit!
I thought you were gonna agree with me. I was like, oh, fucking yeah, cool, man. But no,
I'll tell you right now who would be a good Gambit, and he's so hot right now. Hold on, what the fuck's going on?
I like Michael Huseman, asshole. I thought it was in there.
Dude, here.
The guy in the Wolverine movie
Gambit.
was good. I got your Gambit ready.
I got your Gambit right here.
This better be good.
So hot, right? He is so hot right now.
I don't know why you keep saying that. Is this guy's looking really hot?
So hot right now.
Somebody's tuning into this for the first time ever, and they just hear he's talking like that. Wait, who is that down there?
Here's your Gambit. You ready?
The little thumbnail doesn't look right down there. Who is that?
He's so hot right now. Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell,
yeah. He's in Twisters. He was in Top Gun. He's in the movie with Sydney Sweeney. He's like the next. He's like the up and coming new Brad Pitt, man. Glenn Powell would be. I mean, the look wise, I think he's got the look. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Give him the Gambit hair, the thing. Oh, that's Gambit right there, dude.
I know he's smiling. I don't want to see that smile.
Dude.
I mean, Hugh Jackman got away with singing musicals because they didn't know Hugh Jackman before then, you know.
Dude, that could definitely.
I'm just gonna disagree with you on this.
Oh wait. Why are you not seeing all this? Hold on.
Look up Michael Huisman. I think it's Huisman and something like that. Let me see here. Michael.
No goofy
this
face.
Guy.
All right, hold on.
Michael. I think he spells it like this. You guys can help me out here. Michael Huisman. That guy should be like the new Indiana Jones. That's the role he needs to play. No,
that's not a bad idea.
I hate Gambit. So
Huisman? Oh, I see.
Yeah. This guy here. Let's see if I'm right. If I'm wrong, weigh in. But this.
Oh yeah, he was in Game of Thrones and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, click.
No.
I don't get a chance to show my guy, my hot guy.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, look, he's right here.
Yeah, there's my hot guy. See, he's not smiling; he's brooding a little bit. Zim, weigh
Glenn
in.
Powell's
What do you think?
Rude.
No, but Glenn Powell's got that goofy face. Michael Huisman's brooding right there. He's brooding as we speak. He'd be a good Gambit. Give him red eyes, a dumbass accent, and
this guy doesn't have a goofy face. This guy right here does not have. Where's he at? Hold on. Where you at? Get over here. Where'd it go?
Look at that. He's smoldering at least, so he's not brooding. That's a Gambit. That's a Gambit right there. I'm right. So, John, just admit it. I'm right, man.
All right, you're right.
You can write and I can cast.
Let's see. Let's
see.
Hold on. I'm gonna find a Glenn Powell.
A brooding Glenn Powell.
Yeah, it's hard to find one.
What's happening?
The guy's like, the smile's all I got.
Yeah,
And it's not all he's got, but I'm saying he's like, oh, here we go. Boom, right here. Look. Boom, Gambit.
This is terrible.
This is terrible content.
I'm totally not going to get an erection tonight. We've ruined it. Where's this guy? One more guy. Oh, he's the same thing, man.
It's Gambit, dude.
No, again, that's like it's a
variant played by someone else. Absolutely. I think we're going to see a lot of variants. I think we're going to see a lot of variants played by a lot of different people. Yep, I think we're going to see a lot of variants.
God, get that shit off the screen. I'm reading the whole thing. Running Man, get that shit out of here.
Oh.
And whoever that lady is that fucking Pamela Anderson on the left? I can't tell.
Yeah, that was. And the Joker. We'll top it off with the Joker trailer. Did you see the Joker trailer?
No.
Oh yeah, the Joker trailer came out.
There's another one that came out. What are we getting on Saturday? It's just everybody. It's not just Marvel. It's going to be DC too, right?
Wait, are you going to get the popcorn bucket?
I will if I can. Can I get it?
Yeah, I mean, if it's available.
Jono, how do we get it? Let's get a popcorn bucket.
You haven't seen the popcorn bucket for Deadpool and Wolverine?
I've been away from everything purposefully. I saw the one that they kind of introduced was like the mouth or something like that.
Yeah,
that's not really it, is it?
Yeah.
I like the popcorn buckets are like the new thing, by the way. I really do. I like this, you know?
Dude, you know what's cool? At our house over here, we eat popcorn. Crystal eats a lot of popcorn, so she eats more than I do. But out of the same, my popcorn bucket that I got from Endgame. It's the metal Endgame, literally Avengers Endgame popcorn bucket.
Well,
and we eat popcorn out of that all the time.
I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, look, when I was growing up, I was like whenever we'd go someplace and have like ice cream in the little helmets, I was all in, dude.
Yeah. So yeah.
The popcorn thing. Jono, make sure I get one too, man. Like, I want to get one. Like, we're going to be at the movie together. You know, like, yeah, I want the popcorn bucket. I don't know what I'm going to do with it afterwards, but I'll have it, you know?
Apparently, too, I'm also hearing that this is one of the most rewatchable Marvel movies ever. There's so much stuff that the first time you're getting hit with so much awesomeness and funny stuff and like, oh my God, look at this, look at that, it's so many people. That's why it's going to make so much money in the box office is people are going to watch it over and over and over.
Okay. This is important. Here we go. Because that podcast also talks money. Johnny G. Let's have it right here because tomorrow you can't take it back. You're going to the movie tomorrow. How much money in ticket sales will this movie make?
Domestic or international?
Set the parameters. Do you want to make it domestic and just forget about the overseas?
Yeah. Yes,
Not-
because overseas it got approved to go to China, which is huge. It's huge.
So-
That's huge.
So domestic money, and I know you have like sometimes you have like this filter you got to kind of condense everything through. Domestic ticket, okay, movie theaters. Not talking about recouping. We're just gonna go.
I think it's gonna make 1.2 billion.
I knew you were gonna say 2. You're hedging your
1.2 billion a domestic, and then it's gonna make another 800,000 overseas.
Only 800,000? 800 million.
I mean 800 million. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's like hey, just 800,000.
So totally,
that'd be
yeah.
a
So
movie-
so
that'd be a movie that I made.
yeah. So totaling, dude. But can you imagine if your movie made $800,000 like in the world?
Yeah,
Like that's incredible.
That'd be like,
And
I
and
can't
you know,
believe people like such bad content.
right.
But then I look
So,
at the
yeah,
internet
so-
and be like, people love bad content.
So yeah, 1.2 domestic, and then 800,000 worldwide.
Okay. I
Prestige
hate that
worldwide.
because I have to go. I can't say 1.2. I knew you were going to say that because that's what I was going to say. I have to go higher than that. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 1.5. Fuck it. Okay.
Okay.
1.5, and I think it's gonna go bonkers overseas. I'm gonna say it's gonna go a million. I'm gonna say
And then let's do
billion.
so you know there's an app. You know there's an app that you can bet on this stuff. It's called, and I don't do it. I haven't done it yet. But it's
Until
called
today.
Kalish, I think, and you can bet on what is Deadpool's Rotten Tomato score going to be. You can bet on certain things like how much money is
Just
it
a bunch
going
of
to
prop
make?
bets, kind of things.
Yeah,
like that.
bunch of bets. And then any last minute Comic-Con predictions, like this is any like major prediction for SDCC. What are you doing for SDCC? You partying?
Is it tomorrow night? What are we doing?
It's Saturday night. It's Saturday night.
Saturday night? No, I'm good. Well, let's watch it. What are we doing? I thought we were gonna do something.
Saturday
We're
night.
gonna watch
I don't
it.
know. Yeah, well, you can't like watch it. I was gonna watch this guy that I watch on during the week that does podcast, and he's gonna be covering the releases and the news as they come out. So I was gonna watch him, and yeah, and that's
Were
about
you gonna
it.
watch him do his podcast and watching it? Correct.
He's not gonna be watching. He's gonna be just basically watching the Twitter feeds and things like that.
Oh,
Because as
okay,
soon as
okay,
stuff
okay.
breaks, it's gonna hit Twitter. And then we'll get like a title card like Secret Wars, a release date, or casting confirmations and all this stuff. Like he'll be updating it as it happens.
There's got to be somebody who's going to be there filming it, though, right? Or is that like?
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't they?
yeah. Stuff, yeah. Some blurry stuff will leak for sure. Some blurry things will leak onto YouTube and then get taken out very quickly, I'm sure. Yeah, and then there's going to be some stuff that comes out naturally that they're going to release probably to San Diego, and then there might be trailers that like Marvel actually releases to YouTube and stuff shortly after. So it's just the internet's going to be a frenzy Saturday night, and I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not looking for because we're comic book people as well. That's why we started everything. I don't know, nor do I care about whatever that part is. I just feel like it's just going to be dumb. Is there anything I should be like comic books exclusives and is there anything I should be looking forward to, or is the San Diego Comic-Con just going to be about movies and nothing else, movies and shows? My
I think
friend's
no,
doing a
there
panel,
is
by the
also
way.
no, there is. I think there actually is a comic. There's a Marvel Entertainment, show where they talk about the direction of the comics and things like that too. Yeah, I think they're doing one of those as well.
Okay. I mean, I'll whatever. Hit me up. We'll tune in. I don't know if we can do it together, but I'll crack a beer with you and we can talk about it. Hell, I'll crack a beer with any of these people on the chat and we can talk about it.
Hell
Hit me
yeah,
up on
man.
Instagram. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit Johnny up. Paper Chase. Hit Into the Void up on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. We'll talk. I mean,
Yeah.
I just need something good, man. I need some good content where I can be like, hey, yeah, I want to check this out, and just be excited
Yeah.
about my hobby for the right reasons. I love my books. I read them all the time.
Mhm.
But it'd be great the media, the multimedia stuff, as far as movies and video games, would actually like also be super good. You know, so
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm hopeful. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good. Same here.
Hopeful.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna wrap it up here so I can get to the father duties, and that is it. Hit like on your way out. Can't wait to see what you guys think of everything. We'll be talking, and keep an eye out. I might be doing a big sale this week, this Wednesday coming up, possibly on YouTube Live, like a live YouTube and Instagram sale. And I'll be giving some great deals. So keep an eye out for that.
I hope you have a great time at the movie tomorrow night, brother. I hope everybody out there who goes to the movie tomorrow night has a great time. Keep your mind open and your eyes wide open, and hope you guys enjoy yourself and get a popcorn bucket.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. See you on the next page.